Heidi Hi. Hi. I don't know how long it takes for me pressing the button to go to how long it takes to start streaming. It's very bizarre. Hi, Hillary. Hi, Ronald. Heidi Hi. Heidi. Have you had a good day? Oh, Donna, you needing some sunshine? Is the dull weather driving you crazy? I'm a little bit early, so I'm just going to hang about. So if you're coming in after the live, if you just skip forward by about 3 minutes, I'm just going to natter about now. Today I have done nothing. Well, I've been at the park and I made shepherd's pie. Me and Christopher went for a walk and went to the park and it was freezing. Hiya, Helen. Oh, thank you, lovely. Lovely. And give us the option tonight to send it to some people on Facebook. In the messenger, but I only got a certain amount. Hi, Brenda. Hailstones, it's crazy, isn't it? I need sunshine. Denise, who's on my design team, she's away at the minute, and she's just messaged us saying she's lying around the pool, and I thought, I'm so jealous. so jealous. Hi, Sue. You started your bitbox, excellent. Should we call it something else rather than a bitbox? Should we give it a different name? Because a bitbox sounds a bit. Should we call it our... I'll think on it. Because I know I keep saying it to be box of bits, but I want to call it something else. I think we need a better name. Your goodies arriving tomorrow. I'm so excited to see what everybody does. So excited. Just for anybody who's just coming in, I'll explain a bit about what we're doing. Anybody who's watching afterwards. I started this. I had the idea when I seen these postcards on Amazon. The Pantone postcards. And Pantone is box of sunshine. I like that. Box of crafty, creative sunshine. I like that a lot. Anyway, so the Pantone colours is pretty much where every single colour in the world comes from, as far as I can gather. They created it in the 60s at some point, I think. I think it's the 60s. I did read up on it, but, you know, it's like in no brain, the thirsty stash. Yes, thirsty creative stash. Anyway, again, sorry. I'm so easy distracted, aren't I? I need blinkers like a horse. So basically what I thought was these postcards, there's only 100 of the colours, and all the colours in the world are made up of certain colours. You know, if they're making makeup, if they're making paint, they use the Pantone colour chart to mix these colours, and it's certain numbers mixed together to make these particular colours. Anyway, these postcards are 100 of them. And I thought rather than taking a stamped image or some papers or something, that once a week I'll come on and I'll pick a colour and use that as inspiration for whatever we're doing, and see if it sort of takes us out of our comfort zone a little bit, makes us think, makes us use some old stash that we haven't used for a while, or makes us use something that we bought and we're keeping it forever because it's lovely. You know how we do it, and it's totally random. I totally pick it like just out of the pack, and if it goes totally wrong, then so what, we've learned something. I know I'll have learned something, and you all get a good laugh at how wrong it's gone. So I'm incorporating these postcards, which are just loads and loads of colours, in with the actual pieces of artwork. So this one here was Pantone 466, and it was like, this is the first one that we did. And I did coffees and cream and cake because that's the colour it reminded us of. And then this one, we pulled out the yellow, but this one we decided, wasn't it? It was colours that we don't often put with yellow, and we decided in the chat that it's purple. So we used yellow and purple together. And I'm sorry, but I still need purple sunflowers. I really do. And yes, that's where we're up to. So we've already done 2. So this is part 3. So yes, feel free to join in. You can always join the Facebook pages, Thirsty Brush and Co. or my group, which is Emma's Happy Place Arts and Crafts. And we'll just go from there. This journal I'm working in is craft paper. Now, sometimes I don't want to use craft paper. I want to use white. So I've been just gessoing it, but we could even just stick a white bit of card in, a watercolour card, or whatever you want to do with it. So whatever tickles your fancy. It does feel like Pandora's box, doesn't it, sometimes? And we get all our stash and we end up, we've got all these wonderful things and we're sitting, we think, well, what am I going to do? So if we pick a colour and then work from there, it might help a little bit, inspiration. If not, it's just something fun, a different way to create. So, and like I say, if it all goes wrong, I don't really mind. It's still pretty. See, I was hoping for a blue or a pink or a green, because we've last week we actually pulled out a brown and we changed it, didn't we? We did another tip. So, and I do need purple sunflowers, right? So what will it be? What will it be? Fingers crossed for blue, pink or green. This one here, this one here, this one here. I've got my eyes shut as well, you know that, you can see. Yay! I love this colour. You think I've done that on purpose. I've been waiting for this one. In week 3, I thought we were going to have to go to like week 26 or something before I got it. It's a cactus flower. And of course, it's got it written on the thing, hasn't it? Flower. So what I want to do this time is, because I still want to work in the journal, stretch, I'm actually going to glue some watercolour card in. I might do it over 2 pages actually. You know. I've got no idea what we're going to play with either. I just want to stick some white card in. I'm going to... This is my measuring. For anybody who gets it, you measure your page. If I make everybody feel uncomfortable doing it this way, just measure your page. I don't want to, and I don't have to. It's my favourite too. Hi Maureen. Hi anybody I haven't said hello to. Very rude of us. Looking for me guillotine. Oh, don't fall. Everybody ready for some avalanches? I've been sorting stuff out because I'm moving upstairs into the little room for when I'm filming things, and I can just take stuff upstairs. Obviously for this way around, when I'm doing that I haven't got a clue what we're going to play with thing. I don't know how that'll work, to be honest. I might have to run up and downstairs a few times. I'll send Christopher looking for stuff. Again, I'm going to... In half. In half we go. Hiya, Kelly. I've seen you've been crafting loads. I'm just going to make it a little smidge smaller so I don't end up with a really, really chunky middle bit here so it doesn't fasten. Stay. Talk to the guillotine, stay. And then because it's got rounded edges, I'm going to round a couple of them off. And of course I've got my stamps by me with my name on. So it doesn't go missing. I mean, it still could go missing, it is me, but it'll be me that loses it. And we're going to glue them in there. And then we've got white pages to play with. It's not a bad plan, if I do say so myself. So who's been crafting? Who has been stalking the post ready for the new Thirsty Brush goodies? Honestly, I'm so excited to see what everybody does with them. It's the best bit. It's the best feeling in the world knowing that people are enjoying something that I've worked really hard on. Hi, Sheila. No, you're not too late. We've picked out cactus flower, and all I'm doing is I'm gluing in some watercolour sheets into the journal. I don't know if I'll use both pages or just one. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like I say, it's just plain. Pretty much I just played last night as well, didn't I? Plenty glue. Glue the edges. Now a sticky finger. Stalking the post tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm excited for you. It's so nice getting new stuff. It is. I got some happy post today as well. It's new stuff to sort through, see what I can do with it and see, testing things. It's so exciting. And then once I've tested it and I'm happy with it, that it does more than one thing, then it goes into production and then you lot can see it and it's just awesome. Right, so I've got this down. And now I've got a nice light base to work on. Because the craft card's lovely and all, but sometimes I want the colours to be able to show the colours. And I might die cut this. I have, when I was at Port Sunlight, I got a load. Tony had like an offer stand. So if you can't ever go to Port Sunlight, if you look it up, Google it. Port Sunlight is a trade show and it's run by Stamps by Me. And Tony had a stall where there was a lot of bargains. I think the things were like £5 and it was just crazy good. And I got a load of dies and things off there. And I haven't played with them yet, which is just an absolute sin. So I've got them all here. And I've got the butterfly and I've got a dragonfly. And I've got butterfly pockets and things like that. These are all Pretty Penny, which is another Stamps by Me brand. Here's this one. This one was open in the packet. It was open, so I just had to have it. This one here. Journaling cards and things. So if you're new to it, oh, I've got that one as well. If you're new to Stamps by Me, go across to the How to Craft Network and you can see all the products and things. And it's just ever so lovely. So many new products. I've got the leaves. I'm just hunting for stuff. Feathers. And I've got these as well, which I kidnapped. I do literally have the best job in the whole wide world. Literally, I'm not even gonna dispute that. It's what I always wanted to do. It's just what I've always wanted. And I'm thinking, you know, we should cut one of these butterflies out in a cactus flower and incorporate that. So, okay, this is Pretty Penny. You can always go and have a look. I did have, sorry, rattle. This is horrendous, sorry. I did have some shows with some Pretty Penny dies on not long ago. I did a sales show and it had some Thirsty Brush, it had some Stamps by Me, it had some Pretty Penny and it had some Amala and things in. So that was really, really cool. And also the fact that we're all really brands together. We're very different, but we all use each other's stuff. Again, it's another lot of inspiration that we can use together. I'm just going to die cut this out. I'm really sorry, moving stuff about. 2 seconds, I'll be back. I have got the die cutting machine out though, so that's a bonus. Like, it is visible. If I have to get out of the room in a hurry though, I'll not be going very far. Hang on, hang on. I'm making a mess. I do have a great stash of odds and ends. I'm very lucky. I mean, my mum is, she's a soft crafter, so I get a lot of her offcuts and things. Also, if I'm out and about, like maps and things that I've got, I pick up, oh, stay there. I pick up, you know, like if you go on a day trip and you pick up the leaflets and they've got the map of the place in. I use all of that as well. I collect it all. Really, I'm like one of the hoarders that you see on the telly. We're getting there. It's going slow. I really need to use my Stamps by Me one. Oh, hang on. I need extra hands here. There we are. So this is going to be in the, oh, my die cutting machine. I need new plates. I've had these ones for 100 years. Hang on. We'll get there. Bear with. I don't want to break its I-10 off. Oh, I have. Oh, no, I haven't. I haven't. Yeah, sari ribbon is just absolutely lovely. I bought some sari ribbon a couple of years back. I thought I was buying sari ribbon and I thought it was a big bag of sari ribbon. It turned out it was about 5 meters of a sari fabric, so I give it to me mum. But it turned out anyway, because it was so cheap, I think it must have been 4 ribbons. Like it must have been a mistake in the making of it, that it kind of just frayed when she was using it, but it was ever so nice. I don't know if she still got it actually, because we could trim it down and I could hand it out for for giveaways and things, couldn't it? I haven't got this colour. Oh, well, just use something similar. It's like hot pink. Hot pink. See, if I went, I would have had to pick one of everything. And if it said, what are you doing? I would have said, well, I don't know what colour I want my room. They can't say no, they're there for that reason. Oh, just getting all these out. Now, this is the worst bit, isn't it, about this? You have to watch us do every step. Normally, I've got something prepared. Is it boring to watch us poke the dies out of the die cutting machine? What am I missing? If you've got paint in this colour or ink, just use that. You don't need the swatches. Make your own swatch if you've got ink or paint in the colour. Oh, it's very thick card. There we go. So that's the start, and all my bits are on the floor. So this is where we're going to go, and I'm thinking I want to use this because I love this flower, and probably this stencil because it's next to it. A scrap store. Let me read back what our Kelly's saying. Haven't you heard of a scrap store? I'm going to look around. One at the end of the month. Well, you need to tell us where that's at, this scrap store. And then I need to go around with you on video, please. Pleasey, please, please. Anything. What are you saying? Any colour but pink, any colour but pink. Honestly, I would have had to pick them all up. Sorry, I was trying to get this stamp off. When you get a brand new stamp, you need muscles on muscles, don't you? It's just in the production when they're put on. And it's wonderful because it keeps them all properly secure in things when they're cooling down. There we go. Easy peasy. Right, I'm going to use... Is that big enough? That's the thing when stamping directly into a journal. I'll just stick it on here because I'm not bothered about it being fully anyway. It's relaxing. That's good. I'm pleased because I do worry, you know, that I'm boring you. It's what factory and business recycling. Well, I am going to look that up. We have got something called Aladdin's Cave locally, and it's loads of like old furniture, antiques and things. And I always say I'm going to go, and I never ever do. I wonder if Christopher will come tomorrow with us. Now that we thought, oh, look, isn't that just lovely? So all this around the edge, I'm not bothered about. It's in a journal. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm only going to be looking at the white bits. And this is just a background. Got a big box of lid there. Excellent, Brenda. Your sister sounds very awesome. Very awesome. It's my sister's birthday today. You know the one I thought I'd forgot about on the telly? When I was mixed up with the dates. Yes. I don't know how old she is. She's 6 years younger than me. And I'm 40 this year. 40 this year. Hang on, my seat's going down. Oh, I want to go to a scrap store. A scrap store. Right, I'm thinking the cactus flower will either be very close. These are the pretty colours inside from Stamps by Me, which I'm obsessed with, of course. Fantango, or it might be a mix of them both because it's a purpley pink. Oh, I need to grab a brush. A brush. Yeah, I do need pictures of these scrap stores and also probably some shopping ball for us while you're there. Well, Kelly, be on standby with the phone. Really? Somebody have a quick look and see if there's any in around the northeast. I'm going to go in with them both. a mixture of them both. This is Fantango? Yeah, Fantango and Magenta. And we'll see what colours we'll come up with. Again, the flowers I've stamped now are just the background. It's just because I'm going to use that as my focal point. So, hey, I don't think we're far off. If I cleaned my brush, it would have been perfect, I think. And again, this is supposed to be fun. If it all goes terribly, terribly wrong, don't worry, it is fun. It's supposed to be fun. I don't want anybody being stressed out about it. I'll take you around on the phone. Yay! Did you just see the big 40? Ah, you can go off, people, you know. I don't want to come. Nah, Jam, I'm quite looking forward to it. Because then Christopher can stop saying, oh, you're nearly 40. Are you sad that you're nearly 40? Then he can start on, oh, not be long till you're 50. Hi, Angela. We're playing with, I'm going to leave this side and just work on this side, I think. So we'll just ignore that for now. We're working on the colour Cactus Flower. And this is the colour that we picked out. And it's going to be on there. Obviously, the background now is very, very bright. And we're going to have the flowers and things as well. And then the butterflies sitting on top. But we can't take that back by layering other things in. So we can add in, say, some die cuts in behind. Or some paper, like some of the papers that we can sort of tear. Tissue paper would be ideal. Vellum would be ideal. Also, we could use sort of lace and netting and things like that. So there is always a way, if you feel like your background's too busy, to take it back and work it out. Work it out. Just work it out. Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, can you tell me desk's on a? It's not very straight, is it? Everything's downhill. I'm ever so sorry. I've still got this cough. The never-ending cough. We're all on the mend though, so that's good. Actually, for this one, because I don't know where my big block's gone. I'm just going to drop it on the paper. I'm just going to do it like this. Where's me Eureka, actually? Oh, right. We're just doing it like this because I'm tidying up. Like I say, I'm moving upstairs. And I want to take all the stuff that I use for videos and things up there. So I've got a constant sort of stash. But if you haven't got any blocks at hand, we'll just do this way. See, I think once I get saying that, I was very unhappy about being 30. I didn't want to leave me 20, so maybe I'm still there. In my head, I'm still 20. There we go. Cheats way. We're cheating tonight. And now, I haven't got the die for this either, so we will have to fussy cut out. So I hope you're prepared for a chat while I do that. We'll just have a little chat. And if you come in after, once I start fussy cutting out, just forward us a bit, a few minutes. The joys of videos. So a cactus flower. I've got the dies and we're working on it being magenta-ish with like a purpley colour, aren't we? So we'll go in with this one. And all I want to do is watercolour. Again, I'm not going to be precious about colouring it. Once you get some colour down and it's about the colour that you want, you can always adjust it. Once it's on for light and shadow, you can even bring your pencil in and use a darker colour pencil to do it, which wouldn't do it night if you want. Wouldn't do whatever you like, you tell me. If there's anything that you ever need any help with, lives like this would be absolutely perfect to give us a shout in. And has anybody seen our Jane? Is Jane here? She's been missing in action, I feel. I know I'd said I would post into the community bit on YouTube, but I completely forgot. I'm good like that. Marshmallow token distress. I think that's fabulous. Obviously, your sister crafts as well. I love that. My sisters aren't crafty at all. I'm literally the only one who could get into the crafting with me mum. I mean, saying that, my mum is not a paper crafter. She likes her fabrics and things like that. But I'm literally the only one out of the four of us. I've got an older brother and two sisters that became obsessed with the crafting world. I mean, one of me, Sarah, she doesn't like sticky fingers or anything. And she just wouldn't get the paints out. No way. Mary, the other one, I think she's even a bit. She doesn't want sticky hands either. And my brother, well, he's one of a kind. He just plods along. He likes to walk. He's always up a mountain somewhere, walking. Dear Cara, oh, I'm so jealous. I am. I'm going to ring both of them after this and tell them that they're horrible because they don't craft with us. Well, all I'm doing is I'm going back in with the magenta and I'm just going in to the bottom, you know where the shade would be? Into the bottom of each one. And you can even pull it round between each petal. And this is where it'll be darker. But you can darken it even down further because I've mixed the purple and the pink, the magenta colour together, which is this, whatever make that is. And I think some of these are Van Gogh. And this one here is the purple. And this one here is the pink I'm using. Basically, you can use whatever you've got because I haven't got a clue what half of them are. That's the best bit though. You'll get ideas from each other. I love watching Tony because I always, the way she does something, I think, right, isn't that so much easier? But then you learn all the time. There's absolutely no way in this world that you know everything. There's not. No way. And I love to learn. Yes, Port Sunlight the 22nd. I can't wait. Cannot wait. I love it so much. I go and I demonstrate, you know. I'm supposed to be demonstrating anyway. I spend most of my time just chatting. I'm just hoping that the boss doesn't just think, hey, well, she's just here to socialise. She's not coming anymore. Oh, and shopping. I shop. I save up to go. It's so nice though. Honestly, if you can go to a show. I know a lady, I can't remember the name. Was asking us what shows I was going to. In fact, a couple of people have asked us what shows I'm doing. And I think we're just at Port Sunlight. But I would like to try and get to a couple if I can travel. Just to go, just as a visitor. Oh, I'm so pleased. The stalls there. I know. They start rubbing their hands, don't they, when I go towards them. Here she is, crazy craft lady. I tell you who I do love to see though. Ross Papercraft. He has so many extra little bits and laces and ribbons and unusual textures. I get in there. I mean, I think he thinks I'm round the bend anyway. I was helping him unpack his boxes last time so I could see what was in them. I'll help you set up. And we're going to go into the middle with an orange, which again, if it bleeds out into the colour, it just adds to it. In fact, I might force it to bleed out a little bit. And we'll have a little bit here. It'll be like a glow from the middle of it. Yes. Oh, I always tend to use a watercolour card or a mixed media card. It's usually a watercolour. I quite like the smoother watercolour cards. It's still got a bit of a texture, but it is quite smooth. I find a lot of cards that can, if you haven't got the right card, then stuff doesn't turn out right. And you kind of blame yourself. And I learned this. I was buying loads and loads of different cards and things like that. And it just wasn't working because everything I wanted to throw at it. When I'm doing backgrounds and things like that, I've put so many layers on it that I need a good quality card. And if I don't, it doesn't work. It pills, it like bubbles up. It definitely helps to have good products. And really, once you find a good product, you don't spend as much money either, because you know what you're getting, you know it works. I also don't use any particular brand of watercolour card. I've got quite a few different ones, but I always buy one that says watercolour card. And it's not the most expensive. I buy what's on offer. But it has to say watercolour card. Is the palette expensive? Not all the paints. Some of the paints I've got are quite expensive. Not all of them are. I use a few different palettes. In fact, I've got like ridiculous amounts of colours and things like that. I do have to say, though, watch this space for watercolours. Just, I'm not going to say anything else, but watch this space, because I'm working. And I do like a good watercolour. I can't just, if it's not working, I won't use it. It's as simple as that. So watch this space. That's all I can say. And Tony might watch this back and she'll say, I'm going to kill her. I'll kill her. Again, I'm not staining the lines. I am going to fussy cut this out. I'm not going to fussy cut it out to the point where I'm like cutting eyelashes and things out. I might even cut a couple of the leaves off if they're getting in my way. Oh. Again, darker green at the bottom. You can actually go in with a dark blue on the leaves as well. And it won't change the green too much. You can go in with a really, really dark blue on these ones. And you're sort of playing with your colours a little bit. As you go, see, I'll lift it up, I don't know. You can't tell that I'm using a dark blue, it just looks like dark green. Yeah, ridiculous. I love paints. And I use them all. Eventually, all the ones that I fall in love with. This is purple I'm putting in now. Also, in leaves, you know, if it's also it's like my favourite word tonight, isn't it? If you're making like autumny colours and things, mix them, add some orange and red into your leaves. Or even do it anyway, because some of the leaves on plants do that when they're just thirsty, don't they? They sort of dry up. Let's go in with a bit of red. And at the bottom. That might have been pink. Or it might have been purple. Who knows what I've just stuck my brush in. Just on a few. You can see that one's purple, can't you? Oh, multicolour leaves. Why not? We can make you talk. The stamp is actually, it is the Together Again, the Stamping Together Festival. This is from Port Sunlight. When Tony first took over, when you bought tickets and things, you got a stamp set. I think it changes every year. And I literally found it on, because I know they're gone. I found this one on, I want to say eBay. And I'm adding yellow into some of the greens just to brighten them up on the ends. Again. And that is that. I think we're going to call that done. And then when we cut it out and put it on, we can see. I recently picked up a brush and paint something in before Did you? See, this, I don't find, no, you never ever should. You never ever should feel like a fraud. You can paint whatever you want. All you have to do is look through ancient fine artists. I mean, come on, do you think anybody ever told Picasso? Well, they probably did tell him at the time. But I mean, look, his artwork now, it literally looks like he was eating magic mushrooms for every meal. It's fabulous. You can do what you want. There's absolutely no rules. You could just paint a stamp in stripes if you want. It's done. It's art. Somebody out there will love it. Don't ever let anybody tell you or feel that you don't. Or that you shouldn't be doing something. Right, all these leaves and things, I feel like they're going to get on my nerves a bit when I'm not cutting them out properly. So I'm thinking I'll probably just chop a few off. And I might even cut them out separate and pop them on. Right, again, I'm not being precious. I will go around with the dark ink and sort of make it work so it hasn't got a bright white outline. If you like that, then go for it. It's your prerogative. That I'm really pleased, honestly, because I'm no fine artist. I'm not even, I wouldn't class myself as an artist. I do like to draw and things, but I'm nowhere, I couldn't draw a portrait like some of the fine artists do. Well, maybe I could if I practiced. But we're kind of like what we like. I mean, to be honest, I don't even think I would like to do that because I like things a little bit different. I like to be a little bit quirky. And I'm just loving it. Absolutely loving it. I always have. Just enjoyed it. And if you feel like you've done something and you don't feel like you want to show anybody, don't. As long as you've enjoyed doing it, that's all that matters. The world doesn't need to see it. I do loads of stuff that I don't show anybody. Loads of stuff. I mean, ideally, as doing the job that I do, I should have a camera rolling every time I sit down to play, but sometimes I just don't want to. I mean, it's my work, it's my hobby, it's everything. It keeps us out of so much trouble as well. Excellent, Helen. That site is brilliant, isn't it? Because sometimes I know when we get the goodie bags and things that somebody might get a couple of stamps that somebody else might want that they didn't get. It's great. Swap and share. That's what it's all about. And that's another thing I love about Stamps by Me. The fact that it is all about the craft and not just about churning out everything. I love it. And the other bonus of it is that Tony and Tim both put up with us. Because I was telling Chris today, well, I was thinking today actually about it because I messaged Tony about something and then I thought, I'm going to drive this poor woman crazy. And I just thought they must have the patience of a saint to deal with me. I mean, Tim, poor Tim, whenever he's filming anything with us, you never know what I'm going to do next. So I never know what I'm going to do next till I do it, so... And sometimes my brain can be saying, don't do this, don't do that. But my body still does it. So far with this Colour Our World, has it helped anybody to play and get a little bit of inspiration and try something that they wouldn't usually do? There we are. I need the white pen. I did just have it. What did I do with it? I've got a couple. We'll see which one works. Oh, and you're playing along, aren't you? But have you tried anything that you wouldn't usually pick up? Again, I'm going in with the white highlights. If you don't like the lines, just rub it in with your finger. It's not for everybody. I totally understand that. But again, it does take a lot of the where does your light and shadow come in, and it's a cheat's way. It's not cheating, it's our way. That's good. I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased. When I started it, I did think if only one person, just one person finds it useful, then I'll be happy. But I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased. Again, going in. It's absolute. That's exactly what I mean. Everybody gets something totally different. Everybody sees something totally different. I mean, the way my Christopher's brain works absolutely baffles me all the time. But I love it. I love what he sees. And it's coming from a child as well. I mean, he's still at that age now where he'll see something and he'll say it regardless. Whereas once you're a grown up and things, life sort of takes over, doesn't it? And we end up in that, I want to say sheep, but we're not really. Not when we're crafters and things like that. But we start to think along those lines. The rules and all that malarkey. And there isn't any. This is the one place, crafting and art, where we can do whatever we want. There's no rules as a grown-up. Again, this might get a bit tedious, I'm sorry. I can play with a white pen for hours. I'm just sticking the white on the ends of the flowers. I'll lift it up and show you how far we've gotten. See where I've smudged it in here, so you can't see that the definite lines, and I've left them here. It looks totally different. This side I feel looks a little bit more arty, like you've sort of thought about it a bit more, whereas the lines, and it just depends on what you kind of like. You can also, you don't need a pen. If you've got, say, the Thirsty Brush Confetti White or any opaque watercolour white, you can use that. You can use an acrylic white if you've got a white acrylic paint and just a little brush. Go crazy. Do whatever. Do you. Do what works for you. And you'll probably find you get a different result, but you're happy with the result that you get because you've done with what you're comfortable with. Again, I'm going to go around the edges. And I do this as well as hiding any imperfect cut lines when I fussy cut out. I do this as well because it adds a layer of depth as well. So whatever you're laying underneath this, the darker shadow that you're adding around, in whether it's a brown, a dark purple, a dark blue or a black, it creates like an extra layer basically. All the way around. It doesn't have to be perfect again, we're just adding in a little bit of shade and it looks totally different. Totally different just from that. I will grab a pen though, pencil from underneath all this. Let's see what I can find. This one is called Gunmetal. I might go with, we'll go with the dark purple. These are the Hiii pencils. And these are again from Stamps by Me. They do the Hiii. But what you can do if you want more dark is, you know where the petals overlap? Just sort of run it up. You don't have to press on hard. You just want little strokes of it. And we've done this before on the Facebook Lives and things, but it's nice, just a refresher. And obviously I think I've got new people coming in as well, which is absolutely fabulous. Just going in. And you'll see, just by, it does not have to be perfect. Does not have to be perfect, but it totally changes. Definitely lots of love. I love it. And I love that it can help. I'm holding it up there to wait and see if I can see it on there, you know, and I'm always a few minutes behind. Do you not think as well the crafting community is just the nicest? And not always, but most of the time. It's the nicest, most helpful place to be. I mean, I'm very much all rainbows and unicorns all the time with everything. You can ask Christopher. I think Michael actually described me at one point as really annoying because I'm positive about everything. I'm not always. I do have to say that I'm not. But he's like grumpy. That's why we call him grumpy. It's so effective, and I haven't done an awful lot. I've literally just picked a darker colour in whatever colour I'm using, and I'm just running around the lines. Try different pushing it on a bit harder, and try sort of loosening it off a bit as well. Doing it lightly, and you'll get totally different results each time. And it'll bring it to life. And again, I'm using the purple on the leaves as well. I haven't gone for a different green, because with the purple being in the flowers, it will sort of tie it together. And you can do this with anything with the pencil. Once, if you use alcohol markers, you can go back in with it. If you're using watercolours, even if you're using pencils, if you haven't sort of burnished it in, your pencils will all layer up perfect on top. So I would always go in probably lighter with pencils, and then you can always work over the top of them, but it really works. Really, really works. Right, back to this. Now that is going to go over there, but can you see how with the colours, the contrast of colours were all blending in? So this is where the dyes come in, you know, like the, let's see what I can find. If everything falls over here, I apologise now. I think it's going to. I've got the books that we've been making on Facebook here, as well as my paper. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Safe. We're safe. We're safe. We're safe. So in here, I've got loads of die cuts, like the likes of this that I had on the other day. I'm going to start to pop these in behind, and it breaks it up. But you can do your normal mat and layers with your squares and mat and layer it up like that. But with, it adds more interest with these, and it starts to pop. But again, if you find that's too dark, what you can do as well, you can do sort of a layer of dark and then a layer of light as well. So even if you had them popping out, and then maybe even a smaller heart, you pop that in, you see the different interests come in. And I'm just going to wait for the camera to change, and I'll lift it up and show. Oh, I'm really pleased. I'm so pleased. I love you guys. I like when you say nice things. No, I'm pleased it's helping though. Do you think it helps coming from another crafter? And I'm lifting it up so I can see. Can you see? So we've got the really, really bright colour of behind and the flowers. And then I've added dark blue and black. But then the heart, again, breaks it up again and brings it up. I don't even know if we're in the camera right. Shall I move it down? I think I'm happy with that, because then I can bring the butterfly in to the end, because I did want that colour on, and that can sit on there. But we can even stick the butterfly to something so it's got colours coming through. Should we stick it onto vellum? I'm going to build this up like this. I'm going to build it up. And everything, all the stash that you've got, it doesn't matter if you've just got ordinary, like a card making things, stamps from anybody, you can do all of this with. And even if you footy cut a flower out of a magazine, you could use that, especially in your journals and things, because they're just for you, aren't they? It's not for, you're not doing anything you shouldn't with it. What all do, I keep saying it, I'm like a broken record, I'm sorry. When you're decorating a room and you're putting your ornaments and things back, or you're putting a rug, or you're putting cushions on the settee, we move them around, don't we? And decide where we want things. It's exactly the same as that. And this here, if I was putting it on a card and not in a journal, you can mount it up onto foam pads, or even just another layer of card to make it stand out a bit further. and it will look totally different again. Just a little bit of glue on everything. I'm thinking like that. Just like that. And then, I think that's a bit too busy. Maybe it's a smidge too busy. This is the Thirsty Brush Vellum that I am completely obsessed with. All my designs, of course. I don't think I've got any left. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh no. Bear with. I'm coming back, I promise. Haha. Found some. Bye, Angela. Absolute pleasure. You can always come back and watch the last few minutes later if you want to. Should we pop it onto the green? And then that will sit forward. You can always come back and flip through, fast forward through the boring bit as well. Right, now, wet glue and vellum don't always mix. I've discovered this. I've put my thingy away. They don't always mix. So if I'd had the idea of adding this on to vellum earlier, I probably would have die cut it out on some double-sided sticky sheets. But it's not it's not the law. Don't worry about it. Just put less glue on and then pounce it off with something. A sponge if you don't like getting sticky fingers, or a brush or whatever, and then it's not as wet, and hopefully the plan is this won't curl as much. Oh, thank you. But there's some boring bits, like the bit where I'm cutting out and things. Also, my favourite word, also, if anybody is ever stuck, the comments on the comment section in here, and always I say, I do check it, not as regular as I should because I'm useless with technology and stuff. Or Facebook, if you're on Emma's Happy Place Arts and Crafts, if you ask a question in there will always be somebody that will pop up to help. I've got a fabulous team that are about to answer questions. When you join, I've got some really stupid questions that I ask you to ask. And that's just to see if you're human or not, really. Like, are you an artist or a crafter? Do you promise not to sell things? Just answer whatever to them. I just put, Emma told us on YouTube we could join. Let us join now, please. It said set of questions, and I know we'll get a lot of spam. Still, a couple managed to get through, which is annoying. But we can't stop everything. We'll try. I think I want to have that there, just like that. What do you think? So if you want to come and join, come and join. It's a lovely group. You can always message us on Facebook as well, if for anything at all, just to say hello. Whatever you want. I'm more than happy to say hello back. I'm not very far at all. It doesn't take as long to get back. Words. I need words to go in here. What have I got? Oh, I drew her the other day. She's got a butterfly on. Did I get? I was sitting messing about and I drew her. I don't know what we're going to do with her. She might be a stamp in about 10 years' time if I ever finish her off. Right, we've got these. These are Lavinia. Lavinia words. Inspiration. Do you think that's just perfect? Inspiration. There we go. What do you think? Well, Vellum was talking... I know I was talking with Nigel and was said about making the lamps and putting, I think it was Nigel or Janice, about making the lamps and things and putting a candle in. And Kelly was on about it today. So Kelly, I'm expecting to see some of that. And I thought behind the butterfly with, I've got the space. I'm quite happy with that. quite happy with that. And I've had a lovely night with you lot. Thank you so, so much. I will be back next week. I want to say Sunday, but don't hold us to that, because Christopher's been asking us to do loads of stuff, and I'm not going to say no now he's feeling better. I will pop a post up and let you know when I'm on. Poor Jane. Jane, if you're here, I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I didn't post in the YouTube community bit. Oh, hiccups, like I said I would. I'm ever so sorry. I will this week because I'll set a reminder. But I'm on again tomorrow night for our usual Thursday night. And I've got no idea what I'm doing. So if you come back in about half an hour and leave a comment under if you want us to do something particular, that would be awesome. Also, share the video. Sharing is caring and all that jazz. And yes, I will see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock again. You'll all be sick of the sight of us. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye.